Audio test. Audio test. Warp Core, whether or not a planned video or stream will take place here is like gambling. Terrible. Terrible indeed. Chris, Marker Chief, Warp Core, how's it going? Chat test? I know. Well, I'm a little worried about the audio just because when I was listening back to some of the news video I did last night, it sounded like there might have been some like weird like just some weird random like a static at some points there. So I don't know what was going on there, but hopefully that's not an issue here. Exotic, Lord Main, how's it going? Looking for casual gameplay and coffee? I know. It's going to be the most casual of gameplay. You know how casual it is? I don't even have a DPS parser installed right now. That's how casual this gameplay is going to be. Martin, how's it going, man? Okay, let's head in game here. Chell, welcome to my stream, everyone. I took Spencer hostage and am testing my chat GPT text voice bot with Spencer imitation right now. Terrible. I know, Warp Core. Has the flashback escort trait bug been fixed? Yeah, they fixed that like a week and a half ago. Yeah, you're perfectly fine to use the Cyclone if you've been wanting to use that. It's perfectly fine. Let's see here. You know, Warp Core, I've been getting grilled quite a bit in the comment section on some videos recently. I actually had a comment earlier on YouTube here, and I'll just take a picture of it. It's like I already did. Let me turn display cap off for a second. But I had a comment earlier on my event campaign breakdown, and I'll just put it up on screen. Hopefully it's not too small for you guys to read. The comment was, downvote because you disrespect Carl Sagan, cosmologist, physicist, and scientist. So I get these comments every time I say the Sagan command cruiser on a video or a stream. I get comments like this, and initially I thought people were just trolling me, but I think some people are actually sort of serious. As weird as that sounds. Carl Sagan. Yeah. I'm sorry that I don't pronounce it the way people want me to pronounce it. Slang, thank you for the 5 master keys. Very much appreciated. Sagan Command Cruiser. Ginger, how's it going? Voyager, Atreus. You don't say the guy's name the same way you say the ship's name. Carl Sagan, Sagan Command Cruiser. I don't know. I'm sorry I don't pronounce it right. I'm sorry that people are taking it so serious. The friendship trait, you like the trait, using a universal ability or whatever on your pets increases their damage output by 20% and stacks 5 times. Nice. I will eventually pick one of those ships up. But the price is just too high for me right now, and I know I could, get a deal on it, but I just the level of interest really isn't there, like right now. Again, Slang, thank you for the 5 master keys. Thank you for enabling the gambling. Apparently, I've got 250 million EC on this character. What are some ways that I can get more EC out of this EC? Borgdorf market is absolutely terrible right now. What's the what is the E6 market at? Vengeance for 270. Not really a ton of promos up on the market, but that's not surprising. Friendships down to 1.3 billion, so it's getting cheaper to have a friendship in Star Trek Online. That's good. Pale blue dot. What name will Megla use today? I don't know. Just say again, Command Cruiser. Yeah, the D7 American Worker Flight Deck carrier from the event campaign is a very good pick. Got lucky on a box opening spree, got two. Nice. How are promo packs doing? Let's take a look here. Whenever I look up promo packs, I do exclamation mark, space, dash, and that brings up all of them on the market. This top one here, do not buy that. The one that says Smuggler's Promotion. If you get a ship from that, the only ship it would be is the Amari class. It's not an Infinity promo, so if you buy that, you're not going to be having a fun time. I mean, promos are like 33. What are deltas at? Deltas? How are deltas so cheap? That is really surprising. What are Delta Alliance duty officer packs at? I mean, Delta DOF packs are still quite expensive. How are Isomags doing on the market right now? Isomag pieces are holding quite stable at about 5 mil a pop. How are the actual consoles doing now? Try Cobalt for 24 mil. Mark 15 one here for 25. I'm gonna buy that just because someone's already done most of the upgrading on that. Well, I guess really the question is, what are the phaser ones at? Phaser Isomags, there's one for 55. Yeah, so it looks like 55 mil for Phaser Isomags, about 80 for the epic ones. 3 days and you can claim the event tier 6. You're still struggling with between the Excel 2 or the Sagan. Paul, I would say if you're on PC, copy both over, or copy the box over to Triple Twice and mess around with both ships. The thing with the Excelsior 2 is the ship is good and the console's good, and you can take that console and use it on other platforms. With the Sagan Command Cruiser, I mean, the trade-off of it, if you're using reverse shield polarity, you can transfer that to other ships. The console off of it, I don't think that's really that useful. But the ship itself, it's a good tank platform. It's just it's not, the best. The sticks, the friendship, those are going to be better tanks. But if you really like the visuals of the Sagan Command Cruiser, then go for it. Axel, Waldo, how's it going? Mystic. Um, EAS. Your character can only hold 15 million EC. Yeah, you have to buy the EC cap. So if you go into the slots and services tab on the C store, you need to buy the energy credit cap increase. It's 500 Zen. If you're a lifetime member, that is unlocked as part of having a lifetime membership. But if you are on like a brand new account, then you need to spend the 500 Zen, the $5 to get that purchase or get that cap increase. That'll take you from 15 million to 2 billion. Let's see. Delta were down to 10 millish a week ago. Agent Nerol doesn't drop from them though. Agent Nerol is only available from the Delta expansion pack. The Delta DOF packs do not have a chance to get you the Agent Nerol duty officer. Agent Nerol only is available from this expansion pack in the C store, so it's $100 duty officer basically. Um, Terrible Voyager. Yeah, I mean the friendship should be a solid tank platform. It's going to be a bit more psi heavy than the sticks would be, but um, it's going to be comparable to the sticks. It's not going to be as good as the sticks, but if you're looking for a tank platform that can have, you know, 2 hangar bays of pets out, the friendship should be pretty good for that. $100 duty officer, 27 to 47. Well, the reason that the org offs are so expensive is entirely on Cryptic. They they really need to add in choice packs for like duty officers in the Infinity lockbox, because when I've done the lockbox openings on Tribble in the past couple of months, the Borg Doff packs have a lower drop rate than the T6 ships. So you're more likely to win a ship from a lockbox, like a tier 6 Infinity choice pack, than you are to get a Borg Doff pack most of the time. Going to have to mess around with that using your Lexi as a tank. Do I think they'll implement some of the proposed Infinity Lockbox changes? I mean, when I did that video, I put it up on Twitter and I tagged Kale in it, and he said that there was clearly some pain points that they were going to discuss internally. But you know, that was 8, 9 months ago. So I don't, I don't know what interest there is, what type of, how that falls on their list of priorities, but I think that lockboxes are clearly a major revenue stream for Cryptic, and they would benefit from making the experience of interacting with the Infinity lockboxes more user friendly. Like some of the complaints I talked about there are like if you're opening a ton of lockboxes and you want to go through and pick the weapon packs. Back in the day, when you would go through and get a weapon from a weapon pack, it would remember your selection and you could just line up the window and spam the accept button. But if I have 100 of these weapon packs now, I have to, for each one of them, one by one, go in, select what I want to do. And if it's down on the list, that can be a bit of a pain. But you have to do everything, one by one. And it's just a very tedious process. It's really not user friendly. And given that this is a system that makes them a significant, it's a significant revenue stream for them, you would think that they would try to make it easier for people to work with, but it's just set up so hostile to end users, to the people that want to interact with it. It's just it is a pain to mess with. DPRM, I mean, the DPRM console, I don't even use, honestly, on all my builds anymore. Like, the DPRM is still good, but it's not the end of the world if you don't have it. And remember, if you're on a non-fed character, you might still be able to get it cheaper through the cross-faction console packs on the exchange. Like, if I look up dynamic power, you can see there's Klingon ones for 572 mil and Romulan ones for 710 mil. So if you're on a Romulan character, Fed or KDF aligned, you can, get the DPRM cheaper than getting just the ship. If you're on a Klingon, you can get it even cheaper. But if you're on a Romulan that is Klingon aligned, you still have to get the Romulan one. The Klingon one is explicitly only for Klingon faction players. A Domino, but the issue with Domino is it's also equally expensive. I mean, DPRM is still good. I overrated might be the wrong word for it. It's still a very powerful thing to have, but it's not. Your build's not going to be crippled by not having it. Market doesn't have too many infiltrators up right now. Nice. Yeah, Zenketh, I think both of those ships are good. Yeah, it's build dependent. Okay, let's see here. What do I want to look up? Duty officer. Oh, there's some cheap fleet support DOF packs. I'll grab those. These DOF packs are a bit tedious to work with most of the time. That's why most people don't bother with them. But the fleet support DOF packs, these have a chance to drop fleet ship modules. The Romulan survivor DOF packs have a chance to drop the Suliban cell ship. The reinforcements one that has a chance to drop a Tuffley. So I'm gonna clear out these cheaper DOF packs here. I haven't done this in a little bit. See if I can get some EC. I think that's as far as I'll go there. And then for the rest of this EC, you guys know where it's going to go. Gotta have some sort of gambling on the stream today. You know, we're playing a game that is very, very gambling heavy, so I gotta lean into that. There we go. 14 master keys. Big money, big money. Well, rip. I did get a 50 Lobby, though. Look at that. Like, I did get sort of screwed over, but I had one of them that gave me 50 Lobies, so that's always nice to see. Remember, you can get, but you can get as little of 4 Lobby per lockbox and as high as 50, so getting the 50 drop is quite rare, but I got one there, so good bit of Lobby. I'll take that. I mean, it wasn't a great opening, but more Lobby is always welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the 3 master keys. For further enabling the gamble. I appreciate this enable. Unlucky. But again, thank you. I don't think you have enough ISO mags. Oh, that reminds me. You guys were talking about the hanger pack consoles. The phaser ones being worth more now? Let's take a look there, because I was looking at this character's fleet bank the other day, because this character's in a fleet by itself, and I just use the fleet for storage. But I completely forgot that I have a tab of hanger pack consoles here. It's not a full tab, but you know, there's a few of them here. So I have 2 phaser ones right here. Let's see what those are worth right now on the market. 50 mil a pop. 55 mil for the ultra rare ones specifically. How much are the epic quality? 100 million? Well, I'm gonna epic these out before I put them up. If I can get more out of them, then it's better. Let's protect these so I don't accidentally salvage them. Okay. Phantom one. Yeah, the Cyclone console is good if you use it right. I failed quite significantly when trying to demonstrate it shortly after it released. As some of you may remember. But yeah, the Cyclone console, it's a pretty good survivability clicky if it's used correctly. That's how you end up with a fleet ship module. Open the fleet DOF pack. Yeah, Sean. It's a nice way to try and make some EC when the fleet support DOF packs are a bit cheaper. So I'm gonna rip those open real quick. This character does not have a ton of duty officer space though, so let's see how many does it have on the roster right now. Oof, maybe a couple of crit DOFs there. Let's see. Let's get chain smoking. CSV Raider build is so good at the moment. Yeah. Has anyone tested the Sagan trait with the reverse shield polarity off to extend the duration? I don't think so, and the reason for that is just because reverse shield polarity in general just doesn't get much use nowadays. Because if you're doing a tank build, you're doing suppression barrage. I guess on a on some of these command chips you could still do a reverse shield polarity 1, but I don't know. It's just you don't generally see RSP getting a ton of use at the high end now, which is weird to say, but that's just how the meta has evolved. Is suppression barrage is so good. There are some ships that can do both suppression barrage and RSP. The United Earth Defense Force vessel comes to mind as a ship that can do both reverse shield polarity 3 and suppression barrage 3. Okay. And I think there's a couple other ships out there where you could even do like feedback pulse 3 and RSP 3. They're rare, but they do exist out there. Trying to find a character that has more than like 50 open DOF slots. It's re-equipped on your carrier. Yeah. The pack consoles can certainly be quite nice. Oh, here we go. This character's got basically nothing on it DOF wise. Perfect. Brett wanted the new ship. He gambled a bit and didn't get a ship. I switched tunes, pop one in 9 keys, and give it to him. Nice. Yeah, that Brett guy. I heard he released a really toxic video. Yeah, he was being very mean to some PvE players and some content creators, I heard. I think it was funny how many people took that video he put up seriously. Like we were just messing around and we were testing the Cyclone trait, I believe. It was the Cyclone or just a Seer trait we were testing out, and he's like, well, let's do a little meme PvP, and I just brought in my Surgical Strikes Excelsior, just was memeing a bit, and that's how that video happened. Nick was in an actual PvP build. I was in a PvE Surgical Strike setup on a character without Invincible or most of the PvP stuff, so I pretty much just died upon entering combat. Okay, so with the Romulan Survivor DOF packs, if you pull a Suliban Cell ship, you get your money back, basically. If you don't, the DOFs aren't usually that spectacular. The Romulan Survivor DOF packs, the DOFs that they have are things like those Beam Overload Shield Pen DOFs or the Reverse Shield Polarity Extension DOFs. Outside of that, most of the other DOFs from the Romulan pack are not that great. And a reminder, if you guys have a recruit character where you are trying to get your duty officer commendations up real well or real quickly, like if you discard duty officers, you get recruitment XP. So that's why you just saw that pop up happen. And if I continue to just go through and discard DOFs, you'll notice over here at the left it says I'm getting recruitment XP each time I discard a duty officer. You just have to make sure they're actually on your roster and not in your overflow bag. If you dismiss from overflow, you do not get the recruitment XP or the dilithium. And if you pop a CXP booster, you'll make you'll progress through it a little bit faster. Okay, what did I get for rare DOFs? I see one or a couple of the RSP extension DOFs. Yes, I could just donate these to my fleet, but I'm lazy and that's a lot of clicking. This is easier. So I'm gonna just discard that. I got 2 rare RSP DOFs, and then for very rares, I got basically nothing worth anything. I hate when that happens. Okay. Onto the Fleet Sport DOF packs. Again, these have a chance to drop like fleet ship modules. So I got 56 of them here. If you get fleet ship modules, it will give you a stack of 4. And it doesn't happen that often. Usually it would be like, I don't know actually what the exact drop rate is. I think it's somewhere between 1 in 50 and 1 in 100. So it's certainly not common at all. Okay, time to clear DOFs. And I am behind on chat. Billy, how's it going? Regard? PvPers get memed on video when I mean I feel like I've done some videos like that in the past, and I just don't think PvP videos would do well in the current state of you know, for where this channel's at. I think PvP is just too niche in this game, and people get way too mad at certain topics, and PvP is certainly one of those topics. Yeah, the only issue opening DOF packs like this is you have to clear out the duty officers. Quite often, people will be like, you know, why are you just getting rid of all these duty officers? Why don't you sell them? Because if I'm opening 50 packs like this, and each of these, you know, each of the 50 packs is giving you like 7 or 8 duty officers, I'm not posting 300 DOFs up on the market, especially when you can only actually post, you know, what, like the 40 at a time per character. I'm not gonna sit here and mail like rare and, you know, uncommon common DOFs to my other characters. Let's see. I don't think there's anything really that notable here for the engineers. That peeled off probably was worth something, but too late now. Game Freaks, you got Friendship. How much did ship? Game Freaks bought Friendship for 1.2 billion. You guys heard it here first. Well, even just sitting here mailing out the commons and uncommons, like, it's just a lot of work. You know, call me lazy or whatever. It's just it's a lot of work. I haven't gotten any good very rare DOFs so far from the fleet support DOF packs. Rare wise, nothing really that crazy. The CXP DOF not worth anything. These battery DOFs might be worth something to some people. I did just accidentally delete one. Oh well. And the ground biochemist. Those are actually pretty good. People just don't use them. I don't think I'm going to get fleet ship modules here. Nope, I did not get any fleet ship modules. Okay, now to see if I got any very rare DOFs that were worth anything. Does anyone stream PvP anymore? I don't think so. I mean, Brett would have a better idea there, but I just don't really care about PvP in this game anymore. I know that upsets some people, but I've spent my time in the PvP scene in this game, and I just don't think it's worth the time investment personally. I think it's fun, but the the state of the game, the state of the servers, it's just not something that I want to deal with anymore. So I focus on the PvE side. I'd really like to see like a bonus fleet marked off in here, but I don't think I got one. Nah. The bonus fleet marked offs are worth a lot of money. They don't even work, is the funny thing. Like they're like hundreds of millions on the exchange, but they only work for fleet marks that you do not get from mark boxes, so like only from duty officer missions and things like that. So basically worthless to most people. Almost through all of these. Once I delete the commons and uncommons, you can see too, just doing what I just did, I got like 20,000 recruitment commendation XP. So like if I were to go through and open, a couple hundred DOF packs on this character and just discard the commons and uncommons and the trash rares, you get up to rank 4 super fast. Okay, did I get any good very rares? The answer is actually the biochemists. What is that worth right now? Biochemists don't get a ton of use, but they're actually really good. Like every ground build should probably have a biochemist on it. It's just I think people aren't aware of the value that it brings. The biochemist, it's basically like a battery cooldown duty officer for ground. So with one of those on, if you're using multiple batteries, like hypos and whatever, you can use them more often. So let me filter this to just show me Klingon side things, and the cheapest Klingon one is 24 million. Okay. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but I'll put this up for 22.5. Yeah, biochemist is insanely good once you understand like the value of it. Every ground build should have one. Can't I donate to my fleet? Yeah, but that's if they're in your overflow, it doesn't work perfect. And the issue with the fleet window is that the filter on it, last I saw, still was not working. So you can't like filter out your rares and very rares. Turtle, on that topic too, I know Brett even included like a meme in that video he did where he was like memeing on DPS players, where I shot a maelstrom at him and he just outran it. Like it literally didn't hit him because his ship was too fast. He got away from it and it just disappeared into nowhere. Friendship is expensive in this game, yeah. Oh, for sure, Sean. Whenever I do duty officer stuff like this and I'm just sitting here like just throwing away like rares and things like that, I for sure there's definitely some people that are just sitting there like, please just send it over there, to them. But it's some of these duty officers, there's a reason that they're the price they are on the exchange, and it's because they really just have no value. Like, who wants a sensors officer that increases the damage threshold for jam sensors to break? Like, that's complete garbage. Okay, so basically I got screwed over from the DOF packs I just opened. And I'll double check the very rares. I don't think I really got anything good out of those. Nothing worth worrying about. You all have phones, don't you? Terrible. Yeah, there's definitely some memes to be had about the friendship cost. Stuart, how's it going? Okay, let's see here. It's time to re-engineer and upgrade some consoles. I was really hoping for an upgrade event, but it looks like console got that, not PC, which is sad. Okay, let's re-engineer this Polaron AP console that I bought for 24 mil or 25 or whatever. How many attempts to I couldn't even finish saying that. That just took me 2 rerolls, so I just turned 25 million into at least 50, and then if I go through and I upgrade this, if I do a couple research boost, tech boost, on game, don't screw me over. I hate this interface so much. It doesn't remember, what accelerator you used, which is always just really annoying. There we go. So I turned 24 to 25 mil, is what that console had cost, and I've turned that into basically 80 mil because I re-rolled that into a phaser one on the second roll, and then I upgraded to Epic. So that was a pretty good like RNG on my part there. Still waiting for a 32nd century ship not being in lockbox. Well, we already had one, Voyager, the Eisenberg or whatever. I, I, I'm probably misremembering the name. I don't even remember the winter ship from like a year or two back. Yeah, Eisenberg. Okay, I had the name right. Yeah, I mean, so that's not a lockbox ship. Upgrade event soon after Dylan. Yeah. At game launch, I did PvP with back-to-back RSP and all Sif gens and Inch slots. Then shared cooldowns happened and PvP died. Yeah. PvP's had a couple different interesting phases over the years, but it just, this is primarily a PvE game, and balancing for PvP is very difficult, especially when for most of the game's life the devs have felt so disconnected from how the game is played. I mean, Jonathan's been a very nice change of pace. He seems to be actually, interested in learning how people are actually playing the game and, putting in the effort to understand that all. So things have definitely improved with Jonathan. Working on the system side here, but for most of the game's life, it was quite rough because there just wasn't that level of interest from Cryptic. You are using up all of your luck with that reroll. I know, Waldo. Yeah, it's definitely hacks. Do people buy Epic consoles? I don't know. Make a new version of the Jupiter and call it the Terran Uranus. Terrible. Is feedback pulse still meta? No, it hasn't for like 6 years, 6 or 7 years. Is it better, cheaper to make the new advanced consoles versus making the Science Field Exciter EPG? Um, I don't like if you're looking for the advanced science consoles, you're probably just best to just buy those off the exchange because the advanced science ones don't really have much demand. Even if Cryptic goes through and makes them good for science builds, the fact is most people in this game just want to shoot phasers from their ship, so science consoles are always going to be cheap. How much are the EPG ones right now? I have not looked in like a month. 30 mil? I mean, that's not terrible, but I mean, the console's not worth using. Rob, this is a game where you toss lots of money into it and you get to gamble, but it's not actually gambling because they don't want it classified as gambling. Okay. I just got that on like the second roll also to phaser. Um yes. I'll take it. these are just going epic along the way to Mark 15. That's even better. Nice. This is going to be the one that offsets the lucky upgrades on the others. Yeah, 30% for that? That's a bit rough. Oh, what's this message? Terrible. How many Phoenix upgrades do I have? Not that many, to be honest. I legitimately, I do not have that many. But I do have some of these Hanger Pet phaser consoles, which are apparently 100 million EC per. What? No way. Okay, I guess people are buying these for their like their disco connies. So here you go. There's a couple cheap ones. What are the isomag phasers at? 78 mil right now. What is the phaser? Okay, watch this. I'm gonna be dirty. I'm gonna put both of these up for 75 and just see which sells first. To rephrase your question, or do you feel like you spend more dilithium time making the advanced engineering consoles to sell versus making the field exciter EPG to sell? The issue with the field exciter, the EPG field exciter, uh, you said those are really expensive right now. Let's take a look. Don't like these are the older crafted consoles, right? So I think the issue with these is you can't re-roll them, right? I don't think they've ever changed that. So like if I'll just buy one here. Like if I look at this and there's no option to re-engineer it. So the issue with the exotic particle field exciters is yes, the EPG ones may sell for more, but the issue is that the cost to make them is also significantly higher. It's I guess it's not too significantly higher when you factor in that the cost of the advanced fragments and all that is also quite high. But the other thing is that these uh these consoles like that, they take a long time. That's 20 hours. 20 hours versus the advanced consoles taking 5 minutes per. I can craft a ton of these in that time frame. Whereas each of these exotic particle field exciters, that's 20 hours. You have to craft them at Mark 12, so there's an increased cost for the other R&D components. Like I think the field exciters are probably more expensive, especially given that you can't re-engineer them. So whatever modifier you get on them, that's what you're stuck with. With the advanced engineering or science consoles, as soon as you craft one of them, you can just re-engineer it and keep spamming it till you get the mod you want. Let's see. Market manipulation real time, terrible. Cheap, I know. There's no messaging system for the exchange. I know it's really terrible. Beast of Xbox Hector, you're trying to get the Romulan Warbird support carrier, but it's 3,000 Zen and you only have 167. Yeah, so with that, you just have to keep playing the game. You can either put money in, buy Zen, or you have to convert your dilithium into Zen. So that is the grind that we are all on. It's a bit of work, but when you go through and grind the dilithium out, you get a ship. It always, it feels satisfying to know that you got that ship, you know, from all your grinding. Everyone's trying to buy them cheap and upgrade and sell them, but no one's buying the epic ones. I honestly have not been selling enough on the exchange recently, so I do not know how well the market's moving. The RNG on those exciters is painful, yeah, for sure. Let's see here. What else am I missing in chat? Yeah, I'm a bit slow with chat today. Yeah, the EPG mod, incredibly rare. Yeah, I would say definitely if you're crafting consoles, the advanced ones just make more sense because they're a lot more flexible. You craft them at Mark II. Yeah, you have to get the advanced components, but the advanced components are not that hard to obtain. You know, it's just a matter of playing content. So it's not really that difficult. That's painful, Delthorn. That's a rough one. And that'll happen sometimes. Like the RNG will absolutely screw you over at points. Is this the elite Sab stream? Yes, yes, very much. I definitely am not hitting things in no game right now while I look at chat. Yeah, I mean, I can re-engineer a couple more. I feel like seeing just how lucky I can be with the RNG today. No one's buying the epic ones. I don't want to hear that, Voyager. I do not want to hear that. I've put a lot of effort and resources into upgrading the ones that I have. I don't want to hear that they don't sell. I reject that reality. I have a lot of the science parts, apparently. And I apparently have a lot of the console cores for the hanger ones. Jeez. I did not realize I had that many. Oh, I don't have components to actually craft the consoles. Terrible. Grim, you have to gamble more. I want to gamble also. Do I have any consoles in here that I need to re-engineer? No, these are all good mods. Terrible. I can't even re-engineer these. I mean, I guess I can redo this beams one and make it a phaser. You know, I feel like I did not win with the keys, but I'm winning with the re-rolling to phaser. Isn't there a console on the new Cyclone that helps you solo elite? Yeah, the console on that's pretty good. Oh, this one is going to screw me over. I should have just left it at beams. Oh no. What have I done? What am I doing to myself? Okay, we're gonna leave it at that, and that's garbage modifier. But I need to stop. I need to stop right there. Casual gambling stream, terrible. Geops, how's it going? Yeah, that's my thought. Is the you with the phaser ones, you get people that don't know that PHA is not actually a damage buff. I mean, it's a terrible thing to say, but people don't read, and I'm gonna post them up on the market and see if anyone bites. Is that terrible? I'm actually pretty low on Phoenix upgrades, Voyager. Did you see how many I'm down to? Like 73. I can't gamble with keys today with my luck, but I can gamble with Phoenix prize packs. There must be some sort of gambling on this stream. An epic or no, non-epic, a rare, two rares, an ultra rare. I would like to see an epic, but I don't know what I would do with it. 10 rares, 8 very rares, 2 ultra rares. I got sort of screwed over there. It's okay, it happens. Terrible, Spencer, terrible. I know. Need an update on the PSU drama? Oh, yes, yes. I don't know what exactly is going on with that. To be honest with you, I so I've got that power supply still next to me. I haven't started a return or anything with it because the weird thing is that when I use the exact same cables from it with another motherboard that I have, it all works perfectly fine. But when I use that power supply in combination with that specific X670 motherboard, it has issues. But if I use a different power supply with different cables, that motherboard starts up perfectly fine. So it's weird. It just it's just weird. Gotta gamble Phoenix boxes, yeah. I mean, I think the power supply works perfectly fine. I mean, the eBay seller clearly had opened it up though. The warranty void sticker was removed. So I don't know if they were just checking it or whatever because it's a tech store that I bought it from. So did I try the cable mod cables on the newer PSU? No, I have not. The what my plan is with that, the reason I didn't do that is just because of how much of a pain that's going to be to get that all out of this case. But I'm going to be putting that X670 motherboard back in my main computer here shortly, sometime in the next couple of days. And then the X570 motherboard that I currently have in the computer I'm using right now is going to be replacing the X99 setup that I had in my NAS, and then I'm gonna keep my 5900X system just as like a backup and use that for my NAS. So I do need to check if that power supply works with that motherboard, but like it worked perfectly fine with the X99 system with those cables. Like the original cables, and like the cables, like the let me see here. The room's a mess right now and lights aren't on, so let me turn light on quick. On. Let's go on. I do not know how much of a mess this is going to be, but oh, the camera is also screwed up. Okay. So this is the power supply that was making that clicking noise. And the cables that I'm using with it are the ones that I got with my other version of this power supply, which is in my case. But like these cables even have, I don't know how legible that is, but these even have like the GPU model listed right on the cables. So I don't imagine EVGA would have changed, the cable layout on the same model, but within 2 years. Because, like, if you look at their website, even they like to maintain the same PSU cables for a lot of their different models. Yes, the room is a mess. All the microfiber cloths and all that. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, this power supply worked with my X99 system. Everything started up perfectly fine, even with a GPU attached. Not a beefy one, but my NAS is running one of these little A380s from Intel. It's really good for video transcoding, which is what my NAS would be doing with the Plex, with Plex on it. So it worked fine with the X99 setup. And I'll see in the next week or so if it works with the X570 setup that's in my computer right now. No, the fan did turn. Ginger us when I put the X99 system, like when I hooked that up to this power supply, the fan did turn on the power supply. Multivitamins, yeah, I know. Yeah, the desk is a mess. This entire room, I need to go through and just like really clean things out, but I do have the in my X570 motherboard box here, I've got the X670 set up. So this is my 7950X gigabyte Aorus Master X670 board, and then 64 gigs of RAM. Just got one of those cheap Thermalright heat sinks on it right now, but this will be going back into my main computer here soon. Without this cooler, because my main system's water cooled, so this will be going back in, and I'm even thinking of just delidding the 7950X and grabbing one of those micro direct die water blocks that Der Bauer has when those come in stock. That's been something I've been thinking about, because the temps on that 7950X, even with all of the water cooling that I have in this system, the temps on that 7950X were crazy. And I know that the AMD stuff just likes to go up to 95C, but it was crazy how fast it was going up. Is that a mini fridge to my right? No, this is the computer case. So this is the Lee V3000 Plus. It is a very large PC case. So right now it's just got my AM4 set up in there with the 5900X. I still have the 7900 XTX. I've been having less issues with it with the 23.5.2 drivers. The newest drivers seem to have been causing a lot of issues. But yeah, this is what I've been using. My 3090 is into NVIDIA. I dropped it off at FedEx yesterday. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen GPU wise. I like the performance of this 7900 XTX when it works. There's clearly, been some issues with driver timeouts, but when it works well. And when it works better than the 3090. And this is the mess of a desk. I need to go through and do some cable management. That closet must be full of parts. Yeah, I mean, I've got the closet back over there. It's full of parts. Like, the entire room's a mess right now. I've got two computer cases next to me on the floor. I've got just parts all over the place. And I also just got this in finally the other day. I haven't put it together yet, but um, I'd ordered a new keyboard, and it finally, it arrived much sooner than expected, actually. So I ordered the QK100 from QWERTY Keys with their recent group buy, and I'm going through putting it together. I've got the tape mod done on the PCB, which you guys can't see because the lighting is terrible right now. So I've got the tape mod done on the PCB. I need to go in and lube the stabs, but I need to find a paintbrush to do that. But for the keyboard itself, which is being blocked by the microphone, it's I just went for the black case, the gold like plate on the back, and I gotta put it together. So that's gonna be a project here in the next couple of days. I'm gonna go probably some. I don't know what switches and keycaps I'm gonna put on it yet. I didn't expect it to arrive honestly until like late September. General Spinobi, how's it going? It's a space heater, yeah. Waiting for the NHD 15V2 supposedly coming this year. Hope they make it top tier. The thing is, Thermalright's been doing so good with their with the coolers that they've been coming out with. I couldn't English there for a minute. And if he opens that case store, he might find a Dr. Pepper. I actually don't drink pop that much anymore. Ginger Rust, there's two 480 rads, two thick ones, and then in the bottom there is a thick 240 right now. And that was perfectly fine for the 5900X plus the 3090. Both were water blocked, and that worked perfectly fine. So I'm thinking of getting a water block for the 7900 XTX. I know Performance PCs has one. I'm not going to buy it right away. I'm still going to wait, see how the GPU pans out, if I have any more serious issues with it. But since I rolled back the drivers and moved it over to my AM4 setup, it's been a lot more stable than it had been. And part of the issue looks like my AM5 setup, the BIOS that I got, was causing some issues and even corrupted my Windows install. So yeah, I need to roll back the BIOS on that Gigabyte motherboard, and I have to reinstall Windows on that AM5 setup. Open up a Spencer's Micro Center, terrible. Just phasers, yeah. You could do a sub channel with all that stuff and knowledge, make another folder and show those PC parts there, yeah. Any thoughts on the console off of the Friendship? Is it any good? I have not played with it yet. I will be getting the ship eventually, but I'm gonna just wait for it to be a more reasonable price and for me to actually have EC. Will I be streaming the Starfield game? Seems like it could be interesting. I might be. I do have Starfield because it came with my GPU, so I might stream it. Oh, for sure, Grim. And the issue is with Thermalright, you don't really have much customer support long term. With Noctua, you're paying for the customer service. Like you can go in and get a new like mount for that cooler like a decade later. Does anyone know the stats of the Protostar set? You can hover over the individual pieces in the events tab. But for the set bonuses, there's been a couple pictures out there, but there's the thing is that the bonuses scale based on your throttle. Spencer's PC, no, terrible. Another thing I'm thinking about doing is getting a capture card. And then if I set up that AM4 setup as, just like my NAS, I could also use that as a dedicated streaming PC. So that's something I've also been thinking about. Check the flash of the card too. Yeah, if I do go with a water block also, I'll be flashing on the one of the ASRock BIOSes to the card. Um, Apparently people with the same card as they've been putting a water block on it and then flashing that ASRock Aqua BIOS on it so that they can run it at a higher with the higher like watt limit or whatever. Yeah, it's got dual BIOS. Have you ever done image backups that and increasing system checkpoints? Nah. I usually, if I just have an issue with like Windows, I will just do a full reinstall. Everything that I need to worry about is backed up on a cloud or on some other device. Like in my NAS, all of my YouTube videos I had backed up to this little thing here. So this is a cache card. These things, like this is a, like, what is this? 3.2 terabyte, but this is like an enterprise flash card. And I picked this up off eBay for like 140 bucks a couple months ago. So like for me, I just always back everything up. So if I have a recording that I do on my main computer, it's going to get backed up to the NAS, and most of the YouTube stuff, it's not that much size wise. So any of the important files, I would just back up to this over the network. And then I also have an offsite backup to with OneDrive. Yeah. Let's go back in game. Elijah, how's it going? Thought you could have two sets combined, or couldn't. Um, you can combine multiple sets on your ship. Yeah, let's do some isomag farming here. So let's start off with an Into the Hive on ground. I'm gonna go to temp primary and commando secondary. And yeah, let's head in. So Into the Hive elite. This is a ground TFO. Elite difficulty, Into the Hive. Here we go. Very fast pop. Oh, you mean the Omni? Yeah, I've heard some people say that this new Omni is able to be used alongside other set Omnis. I'm not sure if that's something that's going to stick, though. To be honest, I don't know if that's intended. Back up those ISOs, too. Yeah, I mean, the Linux ISOs, it's a lot of space for those. I need to pick up a couple more of the like refurbished drives or whatever recertified from server part deals. That's probably something I'm going to be looking into later on this year. Because the issue with my NAS as is that it's not like a proper like RAID setup or anything like that. It's basically I had an 8 terabyte drive, and then a little bit later I picked up another 8 terabyte, and then another 8 terabyte, and then I got a 14 terabyte. So it's just been um, what's the terminology for that? Like JBot or whatever. It's not set up in a proper RAID. So what I would like to do at some point is go to like server part deals and just go through and pick up a bunch of the 14 terabyte drives from them or something like that. So if I look at their 14 terabyte drives, go through, pick up like another 3 or 4 of these, do like a what is that? Like RAID Z5 or whatever, is that with the 5 drives? I don't remember, but like have enough 14 terabytes in there that 1 or 2 of them are just dedicated for parity. Yeah, I mean, for like farming salvage, the way that I go about it is I just buy buy things off the exchange. This bug out? There's also like no sound. It's because I
Sweep this room quickly and you'll
Fun.
catch the Borg off guard. Seize the advantage.
There we go. Well, isn't like Raid Z just in like CFS or whatever?
The Borg are reacting. They're awakening reinforcements.
Which one are we missing? Does completion of all Endeavor perks have significant impact? Like you're not gonna get something specifically for having 750, but you know, having your endeavors progress, there are some pretty significant stat boosts in there. Like a brand new account does not have the same level of crit chance and all that as a developed account. Okay, the game is incredibly loud. I have to turn this down. That was very loud. I don't know how loud it was for you guys because OBS is set to like negative 20 decibels for my desktop audio, but that was loud. Raid 5 has fault tolerance 1, Raid 6 is 2 failures. Gotcha. Okay, so Raid Z2, yeah, okay. So yeah, having a drive or two for parity would be beneficial. There's one enemy alive somewhere in here.
Force field between a central plexus and collective detecting an energy buildup. Gather there for a mission update.
Can I draw attention to the missing Galaxy class windows on the lower saucer? I would say for any like cosmetic stuff like that, like you can try to like I don't know. I'd say a forum post, but I feel like the forums don't really get that much attention. You can always try like shooting a ping to like Thomas or something, but I don't know if he likes or hates people doing that. So I don't know. I'd say forum post is your best bet. But with cosmetic stuff, the issue is that they only have like a handful of people working on that stuff anymore, and they're mostly just focused on making new things rather than going back and updating old things. I know, Grim. Yeah, I feel like whenever I type something on the forums, I'm just wasting my time, to be perfectly honest, and I just don't really engage with the forums that much because of it.
Borg are reacting to the virus upload. Reinforcements inbound.
I mean, there's many things I wish they would let us do. It's just with where the game is at in its life cycle, they just don't have the capacity for a lot of things that we'd like. The game, I think, still makes a lot of money. It's just they don't seem to really reinvest in the game that much. Am I still going to do an Isomag versus Spire video? Yeah. Yeah, it's still gonna happen. It's just been that there's been a lot of real life delays, and then the computer issues did not help at all. I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I woke up, was trying to start my computer, and I could not get Windows to boot. It just kept giving me like critical errors and all that, and that's when I ripped out the AM5 setup and put the AM4 setup back in. Did another Windows reinstall, and I don't know. It's just been sidetracked by lots of real life stuff. I mean, the game is still getting developed. It's just the game is 13 years old. Like
Time has come. Attack the queen.
there's only so much that they're going to be doing for it, moving forward. Like the game is still being developed. It's still got a lot of players, but like for people hoping for like really big changes for this game, it's unrealistic.
I am bored. Resistance is futile.
Yeah. I mean, look at most of the new releases. Like we have a new season coming out, a month from now, which means we're going to have a new lockbox, a new story mission, and probably a new TFO. Um, and most of the new stuff is going to be in that lockbox. And that's just how the game has been for a while now, is that a lot of the actual like new items that get introduced are, in a lockbox.
Do you think you have wounded me? Separated
Yeah,
you
I know you have an alternative, Grim.
your actions are meaning.
I gotta remember to hit escape there. All right. Casual elites, I know.
You cannot defeat.
My entire goal here is to just disappoint Grim with how poor my performance is. Wow, I had pugs do better than you in STFs? Terrible.
The enemy is in a state of disarray. Without their precious queen, the Borg Collective is falling apart.
Okay, so I'm behind on chat once again. Let's move this over and get caught up. Let's see. Trek life is more important. Terrible. Got banned on the forums for making fun of Delta Rising. Yeah, they were a bit sensitive about it back then. I mean, they screwed up. Like there was some major management miscalculations back then. Why is Cryptic adamant about not trying to work on developing a STO 2? Because STO 2 immediately means that STO 1 is dead. People, and then you have people that are like, well, I want my STO 1 things to transfer over to STO 2, but they need money to, to be able to justify a STO 2. And it just, I think for them, it makes more sense to continue to just develop STO. I think if a STO 2 ever happens, it will be from a different company. I just do not see them working on a STO 2. Like what would the difference be? The game looks better? They can make the game look better. But they've already, went through and updated maps multiple times. Like it's just that there's still a lot of older maps that could use some tuning. It just isn't gonna happen. STO 2, as soon as STO 2 gets announced, STO is dead. And they're just never going to do that. They can continue to milk STO. Cryptic would rather let the game remain as is than, go out and abandon it to make a replacement. I mean, look at like Champions Online and some of their older products. Like they'll let this game stay around for as long as they get money from it. Yeah, and STO is still a good moneymaker for them. What's my DPS 190? I don't know. I don't have a parser on right now. I've seen how many STO players have left without mentioning names. I mean, yeah, if you play this game long term, you have to play other things. Like if you just stick to just STO, you're going to eventually get tired of this game. You're going to stop playing it and you're never going to return. You have to play other games while playing STO. Yeah. The cryptic engine is trash, but the thing is, even if they did a STO 2, you guys realize, even if they go over to like Unreal, that they would still copy a lot of the code over, right? Like, I don't think moving things over to like Unreal would be as much of a change as some of you think it would be. Could they at least make quality of life changes? I wish. I would love for them to make quality of life changes, but I think one of the biggest barriers for quality of life is that the communication between the players and the devs is so atrociously bad. And I think we all know why there, but I just think the communication between the players and the devs is so atrociously bad that the devs, some of them would be, more than happy to fix some of the quality of life issues we encounter, but I don't think they know. I don't think the information is relayed to the people that need to know about, various issues we run into in the game, like that need a quality of life change. And a lot of it's because a lot of the people internally, I don't think, actually play the game outside of their work. So they don't understand the player experience when it comes to some things. Like opening lockboxes. The experience of opening lockboxes, like I've talked about, it's quite atrociously bad right now. Better servers, no lag. I mean, the thing is, they have changed servers, right? Like right now, they are actually on like Amazon, aren't they? Like, isn't that what people were finding like a year or two back? Was that if you did like trace certs to the Um, to like what is it, the to one of the servers, it was going to like Amazon or Microsoft now. I think it's just the code for the game there that's causing our issues. AWS, yeah. What reasonable things can Cryptic do to keep the player base? I mean, just I think that right now they're satisfied with what they're doing, unfortunately. And if you don't like, the level of releases that Stowe has, then I just don't see you being happy with the game long term. Nick, how's it going? Alan, how's it going? I don't know. I mean, over the last couple of years, we've seen a clear direction on how content releases for this game are going to be, and I just do not see that, changing. Can we get a binary circuit? Yeah, let's do a binary circuit elite public queue. Binary circuit is a competitive TFO. It's a 10-player 5v5. It's just a race. There's no actual PvP, but we can get some competitive marks out of it. So if you have any characters you need competitive marks on, join the public queue for binary circuit elite. I mean, the cryptic, the content, the primary content at this point is ships. Like the story missions, they're still doing a new story arc. They're still doing, yeah, that's probably true. Um, the devs, I think there's definitely some people on the dev team that know about some of the issues that we players face in the game. It's just that the management has always been so severely disconnected from things. Again, public queue for binary circuit elite. It is a ground TFO. It's a race. Easy competitive marks. Yeah, Corey, exactly. That's exactly it. You either adapt to like accept what Cryptic does, or you end up quitting. But that's the two ways things go. Is you either get used to how Stowe is and you play other games alongside Stowe, or if you try to main Stowe, like you're going to be really vocal about things now, but a couple months or a year from now, you're not going to be playing this game. It's a very consistent thing that I think many of us have seen is people come into the game, they're very passionate, they're very hopeful about change being possible for the game. They main the game for a couple months to a year. They realize that things are not going to change in the direction that they want, and they quit. Endgame versions of Battlezones, yeah, would be nice. But I don't know if they have any interest in going back through and working on those maps again. I think their excuse for that stuff would be a lot of it's really old code. The last time they tried to do a battle zone, it was a major flop, and I think that they just can't justify using development time to go through and do updates to those maps. Yeah, Chadwick, let's just imagine a hypothetical. Imagine hypothetically that the ship, whatever it is from Prodigy, ends up being, a lockbox ship. Imagine how that's going to go over. Because that's how they do with most of the ships from the shows. Like, you get someone new that comes into the game that wants a Connie. Well, guess what? The Connies are all like, for the most part, you're looking at lockbox or promos as being the only options. Yes, there's some in the C store, but in order to get them, you have to buy bundles that cost a significant amount of money. You want to get the Disco Connie? You can either get the 10th bundle, or you can go out and gamble for the promo ship. What was the last one they did? The Zenkethi. The Zenkethi Battle Zone was considered quite a bit of a flop because it had so many issues when it first released. Like, it just never really got widespread adoption.
Training simulation initiated. Begin.
Oh no. Aw, I should have waited another second. I thought I was on the right. Thought I was on the right panel. Go.
The blue team beat the first challenge.
We just gotta get through the maze. Here we go.
The blue team beat the second challenge.
I believe, team.
The blue team beat the third challenge.
This is a pretty close fight.
Training program complete.
We did it.
Results to follow.
Good job, team. Take fleet marks. Always need fleet marks. 188 fleet marks and 3 assess stratagems. Very nice. Yeah, pretty much. That's another issue with Conqueror for sure, is that everyone in there is just there for an endeavor and then they want to get out. Robot mode activated. Terrible. What's that ground weapon? I have the Magellan staff on right now. It's really not worth it. It is 200 Lobi, and it's basically a copy paste of one of the 50 Lobi staff weapons. So it's just a different visual on it. I would not spend 200 Lobi for it. Yeah, even at the 160 discount, I would not spend the money on it. It's not good. Nice. The Bowel Sentry. I know a lot of people really have fun with that ship. It looks cool. Let's see. No, the Lobby sale is still up. Why is it 200 Lobby? Because they hate us. Well, the thing is, I've got like 26,000 Lobby on me right now, so I don't care about like burning 200 Lobby on some stupid thing. Okay, did I get an isomag part from the Into the Hive we did? No, I did not. I got screwed over. Rip. Unlucky. I want to just check the market real quick. Have I unlocked all of the Lobby ships? No. I don't really think most of the Lobby ships really hold up well in the, to the current state of ships in the game, so there's a lot of them that just don't really impress me. What would impress me is just looking at this and seeing like a Riemann bridge officer on the list of assignments here. But I just keep getting the Romulan ones. Wayne, how's it going? David? Yeah, it's Whale for sure. I mean, I've got a little bit of Lobby. Okay, 26,000 was wrong. It's 25,000. But yeah, the Magellan stuff being 200 Lobby, it just is a joke. It's really not worth it. It's not the first ground weapon they've done it with, though. They also made the mandatory medical treatment rifle 200 Lobby, but that's not even actually a weapon. That's a heal. It is a heal that you shoot at players or NPCs to heal them. Yeah, it's just why would you spend like I think people did comparisons and the stats of the Magellan are similar to was it Jayla's staff here? Oh no, the point is or the Trill Guardian, it was one of these. The Magellan staff is not worth the money. I'm using it because of sunk cost fallacy. I bought it, so I may as well use it. It just doesn't perform that well. Are any of the staff weapons worth it? No. Honestly, if you're buying a Lobby weapon, I think the ones people generally go for are going to be like the Shax Cannon, the Boolean. Personally, I really like the Phaser Full Auto Rifle. I think it works really well. Yeah, but it's also I feel like Cryptic just like they don't understand the cost of things. Like, do you guys do you guys know how expensive like 200 Lobby is or 160? Like even during the sale, do you guys know how expensive that is? Like if you're looking at it number wise, let's say 160 Lobby, okay? And on average, when you open a lockbox in a large quantity, you're getting like 5.4 Lobby a box. That weapon during the sale that is going on right now is basically 30 master keys. And 30 master keys is basically 30 bucks. So that ground weapon is basically $30. For the amount of money that you have to spend to get the Lobby to get it, you could go out and pick up a ship in the C store. Lobby is insanely expensive. That's why it's one of the recommendations from the event campaign, because traditionally, getting it is very expensive. Got very tired of the Disco Filato from the Lobby store, used it too much. Terrible. Is the Mako rifle good? I mean, that's just really old. I mean, it works, but I don't think I'd use it anymore. Lobby isn't easy to get in the game, absolutely. Yeah, the highest you can get is like 50. Yeah, the issue is with that, Sean, is that not everything in the lobby store can be transferred, but like ships, traits, costumes, those things can be moved over, but even some of these like kit modules that they've come out with, like those, they're bind on pickup. And really the thing that really sucks with the lobby stuff is that it's all character bound when you use it. So if you get the Magellan staff, or like let's say you buy the Baul AP Omni Beam from the Lobby store. You buy that, only the character you bought it on gets it. You can't even move it to the other characters on your account. It's such a limited system from the early days of the game, and they just never changed it. Do I ever think they'll raise the level cap to 70? I would like to see that. Realistically, that is something perfectly doable for them. I don't think they're interested in doing it. Okay, more elite TFOs here. We're gonna do a... Let's see here. While we're on the ground side, let's do a minor instability elite. So Iconian... Wait, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Having a brain fart right now. Temporal. Minor instability elite, public queue. If you guys want to join, that is a ground TFO. Has a chance to drop the isomag component. Yeah, boss, the thing is too, a couple years ago, they went on about how the account is the player. They were going on about that for a little bit, and then you just look at all the systems in the game and they don't really match up with that idea. Like everything is so character focused. Like I know I talked about this on a recent stream, but the fact that there is still no way to go in and make a promo ship an account wide unlock or a lockbox ship, it's ridiculous. Like if I already have the Vodwar Juggernaut, I should be able to buy something to make that an account wide unlock on my account. I think an epic token would be a great use for that, because for a lot of veteran players, we already have, all of the ships from way back, but once if you have all those ships, or once you have the ones that you want from the epic tab, you have no use long term for the epic tokens. And the epic tokens are really expensive to get. They're like 70, $80 per. And if you're on console, where the deluxe is in a much different state, it's even more expensive. For the cost of an epic token, it would make sense to me to make it so that there's something in the epic store that you could grab that would allow you to make a premium ship and account-wide unlock. I know that they want us to buy Muds bundles, and there would still be a reason for people to go after Muds bundles, but having something in the game that would let us just buy that account-wide unlock for our ships that we've already purchased, I think that would be very good for the game. Because I don't play most of my alternate characters anymore because the cost is too high. I look at some of the ships that I have on some of my alts, and I feel bad about wanting to get them on other characters because, or I won't, because I've already spent so much. Like if I buy a promo ship on one character, that promo ship costs $100, and now I have to pay $100 for each character I wanted on. That just is ridiculous to me. It just results in me putting less money into the game because I'm just not willing to work on my alts anymore. Yeah, I died. My survivability on this build is terrible, and these guys do a bit of damage. Well, they're already dead.
Romulans are attacking from the west.
Yeah, I know. My ground performance is disappointing. They should, like I've said, I think one of the best things for this game would be to give us a way to make it so we can get our ships account wide without the mud store. You know, if you buy like the Discovery Miracle Worker Flight Deck Carrier, if you open a promo box to get that, you should have a way to make that an account wide unlock. Or if you got the new, you know, the Connie 3, the Neo Connie, if you went out and spent the money to get that, with how expensive promo ships are to acquire with the gambling system in the game, it just is ridiculous to me that the only way for you to get that as an account wide unlock is to wait for it to be in a MUDs bundle. So after you've already spent, you know, the 100, 200 plus bucks to get it for a single character, you have to wait a couple years and then you can buy a bundle to get it account wide. Just ridiculous. This game's monetization approach just really is not user friendly. And it's one of the things that hurts this game, for sure.
Romulans are attacking from the west.
They think we are all whales that can buy the same $100 ship 30 plus times. Yeah, I mean that's what they're wishing for. Cryptic won't lower any prices. If anything, this year they've been adding 500 Zen to things. Yeah, that's been annoying. Hi Spencer, where is McStud? I don't know. McStud was in chat earlier. I don't remember if I said hi or not, but I mean, I'm sure the McStud is lurking around. But I'm more certain that whoever typed that, whether it be Nick or Megla, is probably in voice chat with Stu right now. Haven't seen him? Yeah, the mixed stud guy is definitely not around. I've got both Nick and Megla in here on troll accounts. Imagine ruin of our wallets account wide. Terrible. Account wide ruin would be really cool. I think one of the things Cryptic fails to realize is that by making like the lockbox ships more user friendly, like making it so you can get them account wide and all that, like that's going to make some people that are not willing to engage with those systems, you know, it's going to make them want to engage more. If only the ball lightning could hit them up there. Bordicus, our team is pushing to make account unlock happen. Terrible. I only buy ships when there's substantial potential. Yeah. Oh no, Cheops. Why'd you even have to say that? Now they're going to do that.
The drill is in a critical state. I need to shut down some sub-consoles first.
Yeah. I mean, but I feel like they've realized that that's not the good approach, because look at the more recent anniversary bundles. They were doing those, you know, really expensive legendary bundles, and now in the past couple of years they've made it so you can buy the ships individually, and I think they've done that because they realized that they were making more money that way.
Shut down the sub-console.
Yeah, that definitely is true, but even for the whales in this game, like Cryptic does a really terrible job. Like, I know people who like to open lockboxes that don't do it as much anymore because of how bad the user experience is with Infinity. Like, it legitimately, it's not fun with how much work it is to go through and, like, one by one, you know, select what items you want. Like, the only way for you to go through and, like, open a ton of kit module boxes or things like that is if you're using an auto clicker, and it just sucks that you have to go to that length because Cryptic's interface is so garbage for that stuff. Like, I hate to be negative about it, but it used to be better. You used to remember what you selected from the boxes, but it doesn't even do that anymore. So if you want to open 100 weapon packs or 100 kit module boxes or 100 bridge officer boxes, you have to select them one by one. You have to scroll down on the list. It doesn't remember. It's just really a terrible experience. You want better lockboxes? Stop opening them. And I largely have. I really have not been opening that many lockboxes in the past couple of months. It's because I have a lot of assets from lockboxes, but it's such a chore to go through and deal with them because of how the interface is that I just don't really engage with them that much now.
Protect me while I shut down this sub-console.
Letting people spend in smaller chunks is a good idea. Yeah, get some more money. Cheops is definitely the troll. Need to limit the exchange price of T6 ships to 5 million. I am glad that I got a picture of that post. That was just that person was very out of touch. For those that have no idea what I'm talking about, there's a person on the subreddit the other day talking about how everything needs to be cheaper. Wasn't it like one of the things they said is they've been playing for how many years and they've never been able to even get 15 million EC? Like, I'm sorry, if you've been playing for a decade and you've never been able to get 15 million EC, have you even played? Like, if you just do Admiralty, you do Endeavors, you do Tour the Galaxy, how can you not get 15 million EC over the course of a decade? Like, how? That is, you are going out and you're putting an effort out there to not make energy credits playing the game. I did not have a Parson, no. Endeavors reward 2 mil a week. Yeah, Endeavors reward a lot. Like, the only way you don't get 15 million EC, or the only way you don't get EC in Star Trek Online is by actively not playing the game. Like I don't know, is the guy just sitting on ESD for the past 13 years, like sitting in there talking in zone chat and wondering why he can't get EC? Like I really don't know. Every time I get a lockbox, I put it in the account bank with the 3,000 plus. Yeah. Voyager out DPS'd me? Oh no. Yeah, I mean, the game throws EC at you at points, like at the Endeavor system, Admiralty. I just do not understand how someone, does not make 15 million. Is monetization ever supposed to be player friendly? It's supposed to be company friendly. I mean, the lockbox experience should be good enough that people want to continue opening lockboxes, is the way I look at it. But as is, they've only made the experience of opening lockboxes worse and worse. And the unfortunate thing about that is that a lot of the STO market revolves around lockboxes. So them making that experience worse has a detrimental impact on, some things in the game. Get out parsed? I know, terrible. Okay. Let me see if I can get this without their name. Can I scroll down just a little bit more? Oh, well, they posted this on the subreddit the other day, and basically it was just going on about things being too expensive, and the post got nuked and all that, but it was just like, what the hell? Yeah, I'll post a picture of this on the Discord so you guys can go through and read it. Um, let's put it Stowe General. Yeah, I'll put it in Stowe General. Stowe General on the Discord is the post if anyone wants to go through and read it. Um, so the thread got nuked. So like there's no way in hell a casual free to play player will be able to afford 15 million EC in a reasonable amount of time, let alone 2 billion. Hell, I haven't even been able to get that much out of my account, and I've been playing since way back when subscriptions were the only way to play. Like it's just so out of touch. Like how like 2 billion I can understand takes a little bit of time to grind to. There's no doubt about that. But like 15 million? Like you play the game, you know? You do a tour of the galaxy, once a day for like 2 weeks. There, you're at 15, mil that way. It's got to be a troll, but in the actual Reddit thread, they were actively arguing. Yeah, like 15 million EC, literally just play the game. You'll get 15 mil. Yeah, I hope it's a troll. I legitimately, I hope that is a troll and not someone being serious. But you never know. You never know with this game. Like, I'll look through and on my comment section, I'll see uh things like downvote because I disrespected Carl Sagan by mispronouncing his name when I said the Sagan command cruiser. I don't know if it's someone trolling or being serious anymore. Oh no. I'm sorry. Game Freaks, you can find 15 mil on a captain's chair cup holder. Terrible. Want a rebuttal video now? Terrible. Absolutely terrible. One of the few things I love about Reddit is the amount of people that just hate play this game. Oh, it's for sure. For sure. There's a lot of people that absolutely are frustrated at the game that just can't get away from it. Yeah, an isomag? Did I get an isomag? I did. Let's go. Yeah, speaking of infiltrator bridge officers, does my keybind still work for this stuff? Okay. Ignore that really is keybind. Okay, I've got some Riemann infiltrators to put back up on the exchange. These things are not moving fast, so what I'm going to do now is 300 per. Instead of rage quitting the game, they rage join. Yeah, it's sunk cost fallacy. It's people have spent a ton of money in the game and they don't want to give up the investment. Rob, is that you? Terrible. Rob's on a troll account now also? I'm being trolled by like 5 different people right now. Oh wow, my combat buff is not up right now. I didn't even realize. It needs fleet credits? This character's running low on fleet credits. 500k? I think I have a couple KDF characters that have some fleet credits on them. Yeah, yeah. So the one that I just posted for 300 mil is just a normal, like a Riemann that just has infiltrator, not basic, not superior. You can stack basic, normal, and superior together. Wow, a lot of toxicity in chat right now. I don't know how to feel. Okay, what's this character even got? It's got 5 million fleet credits. It's got almost 40k salvage. This character's gonna have to be used for some re-engineering in the near future. It's like Reddit in here. I have no idea, Adam. Cheops, jeez, I don't know what to think anymore. Reddit is so informative. I thought everyone switched to Lemmy. I honestly I haven't heard about that in a little bit. Like that had a lot of conversation when the Reddit stuff was going on a couple months ago, but I have not heard of Lemmy since. Let's see here. Just looking at some stuff. Dwayne, that Bordicus account is a troll. Don't believe them. Can you get a TBC fleet invite? You want Fed or KDF? Oh, no.
Oh, wow, you're doing great.
That's just... I'm gonna hit something on this troll account. that troll account can go. ADF? Okay. Yeah, let me swap over and I'll get you an invite. Drop your character name and that handle in chat. Oh, I don't actually want to sell a dill. I just want to move it over. I forgot. I need to the augmented one. Adam, you like my videos for the objective opinions and thoughts on things? I try to have some constructive thoughts on things. And I try to not rush the videos out in one night, but sometimes that's how it goes. Like the event campaign recommendations, I finished that PowerPoint a long time ago, but then the actual video, pretty much all that recording happened in just one night. Like over the course of like 6 hours. Let's see here. We all know Borticus is actually working on Magic the Gathering 2. Terrible. Oh no. Cheops, no more troll accounts, please. Question of the day, why do we have to literally phase through the DS9 habitat ring in order to be close enough range for their transporters? That's a good question. I don't have an answer to that one. I actually have 10 million EC in my account bank, which I deposit into on a daily basis. I have no EC in my account bank because as soon as I have enough EC for a master key, I usually buy a master key. It's a bit of a problem. Okay, Voyager got you. Thank you, Voyager. Equilateral. I can't English today, okay. Side note, Sab, thanks for existing and creating ongoing content. Ever since ADG retired nearly a year ago, I've been referring others to your videos in his place. I appreciate it. I do need to start doing some like build videos, here or there again. Build videos, I know I've talked about it a couple times, but build videos suck. It's it's fine. Some of my characters are anonymous, some are not. Just as random. Yeah, I want to do some build videos. It's just a matter of they take a lot of time, and as soon as like what'll happen when you do a build video is, let's say I make one for the Connie 3. Let's say I do a Fire at Will build. Then there's going to be a question of, okay, how do you do a Beam Overload build on this? Or how do you do this with disruptors instead of phasers? And they're really minor changes, and I think it'd be more beneficial to have like to work on guides that explain, okay, here's how you transfer a ship from Fire at Will to Beam Overload and vice versa. Or here's how you change a ship over from disruptor to phaser. Things like that I think would be more beneficial than just doing like, here's a Connie 3 Beam Overload build. Here's a Connie 3 Fire at Will build. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know how to do it. Oh, terrible. Thank you, Waldo. Dwayne, I think the ground theme night, I think that's been postponed another week. I don't know if they're doing that tonight. Was wondering if there's any benefits to keeping the bridge officers you start with. If you're on like a Romulan character, it depends really on the trait that the bridge officer has. the bridge officers that give you like a crit chance boost are going to be pretty good. Like if they give you a crit boost, whether it be chance or severity, or they give you a direct damage boost, you're probably going to want to hang on to them just until you get later on to see whether or not they're worth anything. Um, a lot of the starter bridge officers are not really that good, but there are some cases where you might get like a Riemann bridge officer that has infiltrator on it, and you may think, well, I can get a superior infiltrator bridge officer now, but in some cases like that, if you get a Riemann that has infiltrator, you keep that because replacing it, if you want to do a cloak build later on, would cost you hundreds of millions of EC. Build videos may be boring, but they help low DPS players out. I know. Our build vids what burned out Augie. Um, Augie's burnout was because he had developed quite a bit of an ego and did not like rejection. And basically, like all of the DPS groups had turned against him because they all were able to interact with him and realize how he was off stream, off camera, and they realized they didn't want to have any interaction with him. A lot of the hostilities against him were because of how he acted. Can I make you a rank 6 in the Fed fleet? No. Yeah, there you need to have like when you have something like the Disco 2-piece, it's better to have like a video you can reference back to. So instead of spending time on it each video, it is more efficient if you just say, I've got a video explaining the set here, link down below. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, some of this stuff maybe was a bit too far, but with Augie, the way he acted in private with a lot of groups, like he burned bridges and was never going to, rebuild those bridges. And I think that is definitely part of what pushed him away. And he did it himself, so I don't really feel too bad about that. Build videos just need like one video to apply to virtually every terrible Timberwolf account now. Jeez. Do Romulans have recruits like Delta and TOS? The Romulans are actually the Delta recruit event does include Romulans. My casual Sab character here, you can see the little triangle. This casual Sab character is a Delta recruit. That is the only recruit event that affects Romulans. Yes, and thank you all for helping me get past the 7K subscribers there. Very much appreciated. Terrible Rob. Yeah, there were some issues I've talked about in the past. I, my interactions with him were quite bad near the end. I ended up blocking him. I even banned him from like the builds Discord, the DPS Discord. I did not want him in any of the communities that I was involved with managing. And yeah, the Fleet Week stuff where Cryptic didn't go out of their way to like go out and work with him for the Fleet Week stuff, which wasn't even like, build related or any end game stuff. It was about art. They didn't really reach out to most of the content creators for the game. And he like blew up about not being involved with it. Do I have my 15 million EC yet? No. I'm too poor for 15 million. Yeah, drama. 7K hot tub stream? Terrible. David, nobody needs to see a fat man in a hot tub. That would not be a sight that people would enjoy. Man, I look at this camera. I need to clean this room up so bad. Hot tub stream. I know that's terrible. Um, at 10K. Oh no. Yeah, I try to keep the political stuff out. Like when it comes to some topics like politics, religion, that type of stuff. That as a YouTuber for a game, I just don't think there's any value for me to bring any of those topics up because no matter what side of things you're on, you're gonna be upsetting half of the audience. It's just a lose-lose situation. So the best thing with those types of topics is to not bring them up at all. And if you have to talk about them in a public setting, you do it on an account that is not associated with what you're doing. You have like a different account completely separate and you rant about it there. I don't know. I had the Peter Griffin look. Some people are into that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm really concerned right now. I mean, I've got 13 mil. Is that close enough? Yeah, if people want to send me a friend request, yeah, feel free to do so. Just know that if I go through and log out, log into all my characters, like if I'm going through and logging through characters, it's going to be a sudden spam of, oh wow, there's like 50 login and logouts. So I mean, just know that may happen every now and then. That it's random when I do decide to go through and check all my characters, but that's the only thing about being on my friends list is just understand that sometimes I will go through and spam all of my characters. And if you're fine with that, then yeah, go ahead and add me. Um, I would absolutely watch Spencer's Hot Tub Time Machine. Oh no. Hot tub bathwater win? Oh no. What is going on? Goldicott did nothing wrong. Fight me. We need to be able to use rep dill on the rep store. Yeah, absolutely. And fleet dill should be usable on the fleet stores. It's ridiculous that it's not able to work like that. I don't know what to say anymore. Yep, exactly, Adam. We turn off that flying notification. Good. Remove me, no. Oh, I was hurt. Yeah, no problem, Adam. Want to buy Spencer Bathwater 15 million? What the hell is wrong with you? What? That's a bit messed up. I'm not even gonna lie. That one's that's a bit rough. That's a bit rough. Could probably build a hot tub with all those cooling parts. I mean, you're not wrong. With Frozen CPU closing, I went through and I think I've shown this before, but let me pull it up. Like I bought a ton from Frozen CPU. They're a water cooling store here in the States, but I placed a really large order. Like I ordered 2,000 bucks worth of water cooling stuff basically, and I got it 90% off. So I've got I legitimately have like a ton of water cooling stuff right now. Like I have enough to put together quite a few custom water cooling loops if I wanted. Spencer Tech Tips win. Oh my. Oh no. Adam, see you around. After all of the This time, is there even a single statue of me on Bajor? Oh no, Grim. This chat is getting out of hand. I don't even know what's going on anymore. It's not even after dark yet. Yeah, I mean, I spent 2K, but it was 90% off. So in the end, it was $200. So no Spencer store under Mud store? Oh no. Spencer needs to water cool the GPU driver. I mean, I like jokes aside, I was looking at performance PCs last night and I'm thinking about this, to be honest. I can get this 25% off, so it'll be like after shipping and all that, it would be about $200. But I am thinking about this for the GPU. Like I like the air cooler, I think it looks cool, but it just like I've got two 480 rads in the system plus another 240. Like I've got all this water cooling stuff set up, and if I put this on that GPU and then I flash over that ASRock BIOS onto it, like I can get a bit more performance out of the card. I'm thinking about it. Apparently the 7900 XTX, once you overclock it, especially underwater, like people were able to get pretty comparable competitive performance to the 4090 in Raster. Can we get a sub goal to get Spencer to do the truffle shuffle in the hot tub on stream? Oh no. When Nick enters chat, things get weird, yes. Let's see here. And Megla, yeah. Yeah, the Discord gets a bit crazy sometimes. I gotta open more Phoenix packs. I need more upgrades. 60 Phoenix packs. Will I get an epic? What do you guys think? I feel like I'm getting screwed over from these Phoenix packs right now. Seven ultra rares out of 60? That seems low. That was rough. So many blues. Yeah, so many. I just got screwed over. Panty Pants, thank you for the 3 master keys. You know, that's an immediate tune swap right there. Gotta fuel the gambling addiction. Thank you so much. I believe. I'm gonna swap instance. Number 1. Oh, number 1's full. Here we go. R&D. Gamma. This game hates me. The game hates me for sure. Spent all the luck on the console rerolls? Yeah. I usually like one of the spots I really like to open lockboxes on is standing on the exchange here at New ROM. I always have liked just opening right here, standing on the exchange console. It was even a bit of a meme for a while. I know Tenor and Nick were both doing it also, where we'd all just like stand on the exchange and pull a ship and meme about it. Do I have any DPS builds for the Nadarian Defender? I haven't used that ship in a long time. I don't have anything up to date for it, but if you're wanting to wail out on it, there's a lot of recent things that boost electrical, like the Hesperian stuff that boosts electrical, right? The Connie 3 console, the Isomags would help it out. You know, an Isomag setup for the Nadarian would be interesting. I think tonight I'll not open any boxes. Seems bad mojo everywhere, yeah. No, you cannot get electrical damage. I would love for that to be a thing. Like, all of the damage types that the 5 magic stuff covers should honestly, um, should all those different damage types should be, they should have some, like, isomag variants of those. That'd be very beneficial for build diversity. For giving us more options, you know? Jelly's an awesome ship. Love, yeah, it's something that I'm not necessarily a big fan of for what it means for the game, but I understand the value of it, and there are points where I definitely feel like I want to set one up to use for some events. I believe it does. I'm someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what I was hearing is that it is actually like scaling up with like weapon power. T6 ship, nice, Dean. Yeah, the teleport consoles work with it, right? So like the console off the Justiciar I heard was working with the Nadarian, so you can move while you're in the jellyfish mode. Um, the Cheval console would also be a teleport that I think would work for that. Yeah. You're using ISOs on it? Nice. Okay. I have a couple endeavors to go through and get done. Um, I'm gonna beam up here. No, Rob, I don't really say that much negative stuff about Cryptic. I think Cryptic is a great company. Didn't you know? Some of the comments, you know, are well. It's been a while since I've heard this, but there used to be a time where people would actually say that I was like a Cryptic shill, which I always thought was funny. I mean, those of you that have been around for a while do know I'm not the most positive. I try to be. When they do good things, I want to be positive about it. But when they do bad things, I'm going to be negative about it. And you know, they mess up a lot. What ship am I in? I am in the Theseus Miracle Worker Destroyer. This is an Infinity Lockbox ship that was released not too long ago. It's okay. I don't think it's worth the money. The trade-off of it only works with Miracle Worker ships, and the console from it I don't recall being, you know, that crazy. Nick, thank you for the 10 gifted, man. Very much appreciated. The notification's not working? I'm not hearing anything from OBS. Yeah, the YouTube overlay's on. There it goes. Thank you, Nicholas. Very much appreciated, man. Yeah, if Cryptic does something good, I'm gonna give him praise for it. You know, when they hit the maelstrom, I was probably a little bit negative, and when they buffed, you know, when they said that they're going to address it, I was positive. You just can't be positive all the time. Like, you have to respond to the actions they've taken, you know, with the appropriate response. It's not that good. No, I mean, look at this. It's a block. You want a ship that looks like a block at the bottom there? Is that what you really want? You want this? You want to spend 1.2 billion EC on this? Jeez, Rob. Jeez, Rob. So hostile. I think that was no, that was Kale had mentioned something on Twitter. That was something Kale was getting a list together for. The Theseus is cool, but it just... I don't know. I wasn't too fond of it. The experimental weapon off of it is not really that good. You're better off with... Like, if you're doing a plasma build, the Gorn Hunter experimental weapon's pretty good. Honestly, I think the Gorn Hunter experimental weapon's the best experimental weapon in the entire game right now. The amount of damage it does has been crazy for me, especially on a plasma build. I also find that the new Cyclone experimental weapon has been performing very well, but it requires that you be flanking. If you're not flanking, you're going to lose half the damage it does. Yeah. Gold Ducat. Terrible. Too bad the Gorn ship itself is nauseating to fly, absolutely. The experimental weapon on the Theseus is the only reason to use the Theseus, but the issue is with that experimental weapon, it even then, it just isn't that good. Like, when I was trying it out, it was not performing that well. I mean, maybe I need to retest it, but it just was not impressive. Nicholas, I appreciate you. 100 master keys? 100 master keys, Nick? Nick, thank you. Thank you to everyone for enabling the gambling addiction today. It's gambling time. Am I playing Baldur's Gate 3? No. Maybe at some point I will, but not right now. Honestly, I don't even really know what that game is, about. I've heard that it's like D&D, it's D&D the game is what I think I've heard people say, and I haven't really... Some of you are not going to be happy at me saying this, but I've never really done the D&D stuff. I've never played any of that stuff or dealt with any of it, so I don't really know all the info there about that stuff. Jim, thank you for the casual membership. Very much appreciated. I love gambling. No, Nick explicitly said that I have to be dancing on Quark's bar. This ship, someone always asks, this is the Suliban Cell ship. You can make it look a couple different ways than the Taylor. I just have it in this form where it's like like a helix or whatever. It looks neat. Will I get a ship? What do you guys think? Is there going to be a ship here today? Am I getting a friendship class out of this? Nick says that my character has to be dancing on the bar. You don't know about D&D iTwitch? Oh no. Ferengi dancer. Out of 100 keys, I think you'll get a ship. No friendship at Quarks? Oh no. Okay, I gotta pin this emote stuff here for Nicholas. Nick's a really big RPer, so he really wants my character dancing here. You guys may have seen Nick on Triz's streams. He really is big into the Enterprise JRP. Gotta do the snake. Is that what you want, Nick? Spencer will do anything for keys. You're not wrong. Gotta feed the addiction, right? Okay, here we go. Wait, my character stopped dancing. Why did it stop? T5, so close. T5 Ferengi ship is named the 283 Master Keys. Oh no. Another T5? It's teasing me. No luck in the first 50. Apparently the J is on my list of ships to get from the event campaign, Spencer. Yeah, Dwayne, the Enterprise J would be a perfect ship for you. Yeah, Everwind, this game and others like it really should be not playable for children, absolutely. Or I guess that's not the right word. They should not be able
Sometime.
you should not be able to open lock boxes unless you have unless you've authenticated that, I don't know, that you're old enough to open these things. I don't know. In warships, what they do is they just have a checkbox that says, "Are you actually 18 years old?" And you have to check it before you can open some of the gamble boxes or buy some of them. It just keeps trolling me with these tier 5. We're down to the last 10. Welcome to Star Trek Online, where $100 does not guarantee you a ship. Nicholas, thank you for the fun gambling, though, man. That was fun. I mean, that's you guys realize that's what 100 keys cost. So that's $100. And as I didn't dance enough, I'm sorry to have failed you, Nick. I'm sorry to have failed the Stowe gods and not danced enough.
Girl.
Yeah, the mods bundles are actually not that bad price wise when you realize the cost of actually gambling in this game. Like the mods bundles are expensive at $150, but when you consider the fact that that's getting you 3 ships on account wide unlock versus lock boxes, which are you could spend $300 and not get a ship for a single character. Mods bundles are not as bad of a deal as they actually look like.
Universe going.
They're still way overpriced. It's $150. That could buy you so many other games. But within the Stowe market, it's a much better situation than trying to gamble for a ship. The initial pause in dancing ruined it. Terrible. Had I done it in a hot tub stream, oh no.
Double with Lita is a licensed product of Quark Enterprises.
Yeah, definitely. If you're after a Disco Connie Miracle Worker flight deck carrier, then just trade the keys for it. Oh no. Could have did the Ferengi dance. Would have gotten you better luck. Is there even a Ferengi dance? I don't have it unlocked. I got a Borgdorf. Did I get a 27? Okay, we're gonna go full degen gambling today. Okay. 29. How would you guys feel about a hypothetical video in which I gamble like
We come here often.
$10,000 worth of keys over on Tribble, and I title it as "I sold my car to gamble in Star Trek Online." It's on Tribble, so it's not real resources. But what would you guys think of a video like that? Do it, but you can't tell anyone it was on Tribble. Are the digitizer plasma beams worth upgrading from the Mission Fujiwara effect? Basically, if you like the effect that they have, and that's just the kill animation. If you like that kill animation, then sure, go for it. Do it, but people would take it as a serious like the April Fool's one. Do it on live. My car isn't worth that much. You don't know that intriguing. We just got a new car a couple months ago. We got a 2012 GMC Terrain. That April Fool's one got my buddy. I got some heat for that one. The one about the infinite resources. I got some heat for that. Like people were mad at me. Be a good April Fool's Day video, yeah. Bad car, terrible intriguing. We got. I don't think like looking at that Google here. I don't think this is too bad of a car. Like we got one of the white ones here, like this, but like it's even got the what's the trim in it? Like the leather seats and the red trim. We bought it used, of course. You know, it's 2012. Um, but not good. I thought it's a pretty decent car. Good upgrade versus the 97 Tahoe that I was using before, you know. That's 15 years newer. Terrible. Yeah, Spencer will do it on live. Yeah, I mean, I have people. If someone gives me $10,000 worth of keys on live, then yeah, I'm not saying do not do that. That's a lot of money. You know, do not do that. But yeah, have I seen used car prices lately? If the car starts, it's probably worth at least that much. We sold the so we bought this GMC Terrain for about 8, but then we sold the 97 Tahoe. Ended up getting I think 8 or 900 for it. But the Tahoe was starting to fall apart, so it wasn't worth too terribly much. It's also, you know, a 97. The frame under it was starting to rust, so it's having some issues. Isn't it? It's like 304 keys to hit the pity limit. Oh yeah, there'll definitely be some maintenance for sure. Dollars, like $900. Terrible. Why buy a car when you can have a Disco D7? I know. I sold my house to buy STO keys. Instead of going to college, I spent my $100,000 worth of student aid on keys. Yeah, there'd be some meme potential there. The point is, the gambling in this game is atrocious. Just think, like, hypothetically, imagine if there's, if they ever did like a Prodigy lockbox. Now that we're getting the Protostar and Prodigy stuff in the, like the Protostar set in the game. Imagine if they did a Prodigy lockbox. What type of blowback would there be with that being a children's show? Oh no. Do a stream where you take donations to buy keys or promo packs, but promise to do giveaways with all the stuff you win. And that'd be neat, but could you imagine how annoying it would be to spend 10K on this game, even if you don't mind spending the money, just buying the $200 bundle over and over and over again? Um, yeah, I think that'd be really, really rough. I mean, the most, like, I have spent probably Darkest, very nice. I've spent probably about $2,500 on the game since I started playing like over a decade ago. Um, Charity key stream. Prodigy lockbox gambling now for kids. I sold your hot tub for 101 keys. Oh no. Don't do that. If you sell the hot tub, then I have no chance of ever returning to Twitch. I don't know if it's still canceled. I think they're shopping around for people to pick up like the next season. Um, you keep bringing this up as a hypothetical. I mean, no, my prediction for the next lockbox is definitely that I'm hoping for the strike from Picard. I'm just saying some hypotheticals here. Like hypothetically, we might be in like a legendary Enterprise J, and it's going to be named after Trisander. What's the dog doing? Dog. Their dog. I don't hear the dog barking. Oh, I do have a dog here. I got the pit bull pet. Yeah, so there in the Lobby store there's these pet boxes you can get for a pit bull. You can also just buy them off the exchange. It's a lot cheaper to do that. So if you look them up, there's some pit bulls there, and there's none posted to the exchange right now. But they even have Picard's pit bull from the uh, whatever season of Picard that you saw his dog in. This one here, number one, so you can get the number one pit bull as a pet. There's none on the exchange right now, so you know what that means. I got 3 of them sitting here. May as well post to the market. Gonna post it up at some atrociously high price. Um, it's number one. It's worth a bill, right? Hold on a second. I hear someone knocking at the door. We had. Did I miss a couple? Oh, it's 7, so they just rolled over. Mac, Chatimer, Carillion, thank you for the resubs. I need to watch the niece here for a couple minutes, so yeah, that's the microphone. Let's see here. The Shrike looked like the Wing Commander Kilrathi ship, yeah? Willow, do you want to see yourself on the TV? Look. Oh, the camera's too low. Can't see her. What a good uncle. Kid-friendly stream, yeah. No swearing here. No gambling. Now let me just close the inventory. Yeah, no evidence of gambling. No gambling at all. Would never be any gambling here. Starting them early? No, she's gonna keep her far away from lockboxes. Let's see here. Hope someone didn't just swat Spencer. No. Terrible. Okay, I'm actually gonna bail out. She had a bit of an accident on her bed, so I need to go deal with that. So I will see you guys around. I'm sorry to cut things so abruptly here. But y'all know how it is. So thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you guys around.